What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Mordheim. My name is Splattercat. Stoked to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. And hopefully, I need to get people equipped. I've never found a rune yet. I keep hoping that I will find a rune someday. Someday, I'll find a Rooney. Oh, look at that. And not Mickey Rooney either. We've got skill points. Okay. What do I want to do with my skill points? I could reduce the cost of skills. Or I could go with Armorsmith and get free armor every now and again, which would be pretty cool. The additional days to fulfill the Wordstone request would be nice too. But all of these seem like kind of stale things to choose for me. Let's just go with Scholar, I guess. We'll lower that by 10% because some of those get expensive. And in the long term, I think we'll save money. We have 8 days until that's done. Apparently, I'm sitting on top of this shipment, I guess. I have learned things during my last little bit. I wish that we had money. I wonder when we get paid for that mission. Because we are broke as a joke right now. Like, really, really, really broke. But I need to start putting skills on people. Otherwise, we are going to get out-leveled by the AI, and it is going to suck. Meinhof Schwarzhain is receiving treatment for their light wound. 7 more days for the shipment. I think I'll leave it alone for right now. From my reserve, I'm going to drop the wizard for right now. And we can either bring in another young blood, who would be moderately useful with pistols if we can get him up somewhere where he can make his roll check, or we can go with another champion. The secondary champion, if I took another champion, I would probably drop a couple of these melees and take like another bowman. Because I think we're getting a little melee heavy right now, and melee in this game is kind of a mixed bag. Anytime you go into melee, you're basically voting for the game to be an RNG slugfest to see who can make their rolls first. Whereas with ranged weapons, you're kind of forcing the enemy to make the lion's share of the rolls as they try to get to you, while everybody else kind of just hangs around out and about. Look at that, we got another slot over here too. Well, give me another archer, please. Yes, I will take another archer. We're playing full warbands right now. If you're wondering why I'm doing that, there is a reason and there is a logic there. The developers in the last patch, which I'm sort of lukewarm about, the last patch was kind of eh for me. But anyways, it fixed some things and it broke a lot more things. The last patch made it so that the more people you have deployed in combat, the better your chances are of getting really, really good loot. And so you kind of want a full deploy now. The developers noticed that people were only running 4- and 5-man teams every single fight. And I guess that's not as intended. I guess they wanted people to run full warbands, which then just begs the question, why do you allow people to clear it out in the first place? Just make sure every slot's filled before you go into combat. But I digress. My point here, I'll stick with the Youngblood, I think. I think we've got a pretty solid force for right now. Maybe not one to be reckoned with, but Otto, bring your fine self over here. And then I may actually, what's his ballistic skill at? So he's at 7 and 5. I may start working on his ballistic skill and just turn him into a ballistic guy and just kind of count the rest of it as a loss. He's got crossbows. Yeah, use a crossbow for right now. I don't know how that's going to affect things in the long term, but seems pretty sweet to me. We don't have any of those bitchin' ass hunting rifles, do we? Because if we had the hunting rifles, I'd feel pretty swell about all this. What does that do? 12% armor absorption? It does like... just go with dueling pistols, I guess. If I have them. I guess I don't have them. Alright, go with dueling pistols. Secondary weapon can be anything and everything. I don't really care. I'm buying those things too because I'm a giant noob like that. I don't suppose we got any new helmets or anything. When does the shop interface... We gotta be getting close, right? We got 4 days until it gets better? Okay. Let me see what missions are available. We got a hard for poor and average. We brought a brutal good, and we got a brutal exceptional average. I'd probably just take the hard right there and hope for the best. Did we not take... Oh, God. Oh, no, we have Explorer. Okay, I got nervous for a second. I was like, did we not take... I got a little bit nervous for a minute. So when do we... What level is our warband at here? Like, how are we progressing right now? We're at level 4, which means next level we get our impressive. Okay. Well, not a lot of opportunities to make a lot of money right here. I mean, I might as well take the normal poor average instead of the hard one because they both look like they're going to have the same payoff, so in we go, I suppose. I'll probably drop him, and that's okay by me, I suppose. Wait, what was the deployment criteria for this mission? Each warband deploys in a wide arc from the wagon far from one another. Okay. Let's go for it. I think we're going to be alright. Well, that's unfortunate. We got an ambush, which actually is supposed to be a good thing for us. Unfortunately, what this means is that the enemy's going to start within one turn of us, and if we get Skaven, we're going to be hosed. So, hope for no Skaven. Oh, we got Skaven. That's fun. Okay. Well, let's have... a little look-see here at our deployment. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. I'm thinking this area right here is about the best we're going to be able to do. And even then, there's going to be people who are left out in the cold here. The deployments in this game always seem to be pretty oddly one-sided. We might be able to deploy in a line right there, and it might turn out okay. Let me take a look at it a little bit closer. No, that's not where I want to be. Thank you. That's a little better. Might work. Maybe. Let's start. They also need to fix the deployment in this game. Like, seriously, there's no reason you should have to cycle through all of these one by one. It really ends up being kind of a major deterrent. I noticed that in the streams, people hate it too because it takes forever. Just lots and lots of little things in this game. Lots and lots of little things. Alright, so you, sir, you can go right there. My goal for right now is to put you... yeah, you guys are fine right where you are. Now for the finger man, I want you close to somewhere... where you can maybe get up on a roof or something. That might work. Let's get the other brother over there too. It looks like they may get to take their turns a little bit earlier. These Skaven seem to be kind of overloaded at the moment. I definitely don't want him to be the first person in combat though, so I'm trying to sneak him a little bit further back. There we go, perfect. For you, sir. Somebody has to go. I'd be okay with it being you. Oh, look at that shit. They started right on top of us. See, there's no reason for this to happen right here. There's no strategy involved when this happens. It just means that the enemy's on top of you on the first turn. And then you really have no options to deal with it. Essentially, it forces melee very, very early on in the fight. When, in fact, it said that we were supposed to ambush the enemy. And so, the enemy clearly has the advantage right here. Because they're Skaven, which means they have really, really high initiative. A lot of people have petitioned for the removal of ambush altogether because ambush actually turns out to be a bad thing, even though you're supposed to be the one ambushing and surprising the enemy. I think I would count myself among that number, actually. There's no way we're getting out of this one in one piece. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt a lot. This is one of those one-sided deployments I was talking about. All I can really do is put as many of my melees in front of the rest of my guys as I can, and then just hope that the AI plays stupidly, and then we might get away with something in here, but I wish you could just click on the deployment spot you wanted. I think I'm going to have to put him right there. I don't think I'm going to have a choice. Yeah, that's the only thing that's even remotely close to the engagement. So for number one, the enemy starts in ambush mode, which is also an issue. The AI gets to cheat. Essentially on your first turn, you shouldn't be in any stance, but on the first turn, the AI starts in ambush mode for some weird reason. And so I think it's just, once again, one of those things that the developers did in order to give the AI an advantage or something. Why are they not moving? That's a little weird. Okay, well, I want everybody on ambush. I need my melees to protect all of my ranges while they get up here, hopefully. Which will make this a hell of a lot easier. We've got a shot right there. I'm going to go ahead and take it. You really, really, really want to get up on the top floor with shooters. It's one of those things that I've learned, and the reason I didn't know about it is because I never played a range-centric army before. It started him on Overwatch? Oh, maybe it does do it for you too. I don't know. It's an odd thing. Unfortunately, we're missing all of our shots here. That's okay, though. I mean, it's definitely not what I was going for. Stick to the plan. Everybody just needs to get topside. That's all that matters here. If I can get everybody to the top floor, that means on the next turn we can have kind of a ballistic reckoning here. And it should work out okay for us, maybe. We're making all of our shots, so he's already pretty well worn down. I'm going to end my turn there. And I'm just going to hope that this guy is too far off on the other side to actually contribute to the combat just yet. I really am not a big fan of ambush mechanics in this game, as you can tell. They tend to go very, very oddly, and so I tend to... Oh, man. That's not good. I didn't want this guy in combat yet. Go ahead and take your counterattack, I guess. Yeah, I didn't want him in combat yet, but unfortunately you can't always get what you want here. He's not going to be able to reload, so we'll do it on next turn. He is more than likely going to go around and try and bog down our champion. Yeah, it looks like it does actually give you the initiative, so you do get ambush. Oh, you can disengage? Well, yeah, just do that then. Doesn't matter. Get the hell out of there. And don't play with this bullshit. And the worst case scenario, is there any space out there? I'll have somebody stand on the stairwell. And we'll just camp the hell out of it. As with all things, when you fight Skaven, you need to be very, very careful. Because Skaven are incredibly dodgy. And so you can never really rely on anything when it comes to Skaven, aside from ranged attacks. Ranged attacks seem to do pretty well against them. It's just that you're fighting Skaven. And so, for example, even when it says you have a 95% chance right there, if he's got a 70% chance to dodge, you probably ain't gonna make it. I mean, it is what it is. And unfortunately, the conversion is not necessarily linear. It confuses people sometimes. In fact, it has confused me in the past. I will probably use this opportunity to pick up these clusters real fast. Trying to make some money. But the ambush mechanics in this game, they leave a bit to be desired. I would prefer, essentially the way that it works is that I would have it so that if it's going to deploy just like this, you get to take the first turn. So you get a plus 50 to your initiative, and they miss their entire first turn. Because an ambush, to me, denotes that you have, you know, a major, major advantage over the... And I'm going to park him right... Actually, we need to keep the fight out here in the open now that I'm thinking about it. There goes the damage number, even though he dodged. Put him on parry stance. I would love, 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 love. I'll probably park one of these little guys. I don't know, one of my little dodge tanks. Why are they ambush stancing over there? They are really, really failing their initiative. Like, they could put the screws to me if they wanted to, and unfortunately, they're just, like, wasting it. I guess just keep on him. I can disengage for free because he's stunned. And I will use that opportunity to drag him back a little bit further this way so that he's closer to the fight. And so that archers will be able to now pick off at him. From the top side, yeah, why are they not coming after us? That's weird.
Round has started.
Huh. I mean, if they want to feed me the win, I'm not going to argue about it. This would just be the next in a long list of weird behaviors on the part of the AI since the last patch. I've actually noticed the last patch pretty much broke the AI. They do a lot of dumb stuff now that I never noticed they did before. And maybe it's just because I wasn't looking for it. I'm not really sure. But I've noticed since the last patch they get stuck on walls a lot of the time. They get really confused if they don't have direct line of sight to your characters. Like, they do a lot of really, really weird stuff since the last patch that I can't really explain. We should have a pretty solid chance. Well, maybe not. Yeah, go for that one. And if you miss, that's okay. They should be able to hold down this fight pretty easily over here. Oh, you can't reload. Never mind then. They shouldn't be having too many problems over here. I mean, he's got double knives, which is actually a pretty cool loadout. If you can get like if you get double purple knives or double blue knives, it's actually a really, really good loadout as far as the game's concerned. We need to kill ourselves some Skaven. We've already got 2 clusters. I'm feeling really, really good about our deployment so far. Alright, we got lucky that the AI decided to sit there and kind of just jerk off for the entire fight. So 79 right there. We're firing into melee, so nothing is guaranteed. He's now out of combat. We should have somebody go through and attempt to pick up some of this loot. There's the dodge roll right there. Very nice. I think he's going to get 2, though. Oh, maybe he's just running double blades. Normally their heroes run double blades, so I'm never quite sure what to expect right there. Not a lot of options over here. He's the new guy, so what are you going to do? Actually, no, he's not. Leopold Holm's been around for a while. Yeah, take the shot at him, I guess. I'll take 2 shots at 47% over 1 shot at 67%. It's too much of a... You can't reload for 3? I thought you could reload for 3. I may have to rethink my weapon choices here. I thought for 3 strategy points you could reload a crossbow. He's going to stun recover, and he's probably going to keep trying to run this down. Or not. He may just ignore it entirely. So now that actually forces me to run him down. Not a terrible move. Oh, they've got a wizard? Huh. That's interesting. Okay, a wizard who hits for half of a health bar, too. That's fun. Let's go ahead and keep ranged weapons flying on out. We're going to have to make all alone checks pretty soon, which is going to suck. I felt like we had a pretty good chance here, but things are going a little oddly. These guys are getting dogpiled over here. Champion should be able to handle him. On the plus side, their morale is really, really bad, so... What? That's why you loot enemies, guys. That's why you loot enemies. Always, always, always loot enemies. I should have gone for that guy in the corner. That was a mistake. They have a bunch of heroes up on us, too. This guy's a black rat, I think. We landed all 3 of our hits. We had no stuns, which is a little unfortunate. I was hoping we might get a stun off in there. Worst case scenario is if we start losing these little guys over here, what I will do... Yeah, we're getting Zerg mobbed right now. Until he got stuck on a wall. You see what I mean? Like, every now and again, the AI just behaves very, very oddly. I'm going to try and get rid of this guy. I don't know if we'll be able to get him done. Oh, we got adaptable defense. What does that do? No! So hard to push a button properly. Oh, we get melee resistance. That's fun. I like resisting melee. I feel very inclined to check loot now, just in case, and see how much money I can walk away with here. Instead of allowing him to get dogpiled, I'm going to have this guy jump in and block the pass right there. Actually, we've made a pretty effective mesh right here that the AI is really going to have trouble getting into, so that's good. They could go around the side, but... We only need 1 more rat down.
A new round has started.
And we have several here who are quite wounded, so we might be able to get it. Regardless of what happens on this turn. Oh, good, we got a stun out of it, too. Very nice. Perfect. Did he fail it or did he pass it? He failed it. Okay. He succeeded his all-alone check, which means I'm going after him, because our best option right now is just to eliminate these all-alone checks, and it's really our only chance. Luther Haas is the new guy, too, so unfortunately, it's altogether possible that we might lose him. That 68 is what I need right there, so I'm going to focus on this guy even though the chances are lower, because that will give us a very, very nice chance to turn the tide of this fight over here. That will also force them to start making morale checks. So we got the reload right there. I mean, realistically, that guy's the juicy target. He's not in melee, so I'm going to stick with shooting at him. If I can get twosies off on him, I think I'll be feeling pretty good about this whole thing. Technically, it's foursies because we're firing 2 bullets at a time, and so his health has already been diminished pretty successfully before he even joins, and they failed their route check. So there it is. A very, very nice and easy battle that could have gone a lot worse. I'm not a big fan of the ambush mechanics. I find that in general, they tend to cause very, very interesting and difficult to counter-navigate, or I guess difficult to navigate troubles. Alright, Leonhardt, MVPing it on up.
Remarkable.
MVPing all over your front yard. Couple of new guys in here. And that was a hell of a pickup right there. We'll see what that Sword of Venom and the Shield of Protection pull off for us very, very quickly before we end this episode. So let's go ahead and let's pay all of our guys. I think that's always an important thing to do. You don't pay people, they tend to get a little bit pissy. This guy will be back in. We'll probably swap. Oh, never mind. His slot was empty. We didn't play that one at full. So for my heroes here, for you, sir, you've got a bit more leadership. Just keep that rocking. I'm going to confirm. For your inventory, however, though, we've got a Sword of Venom on damage dealt. It gives a -2 to poison resistance. Okay, that's not too exciting. On successful parry, you get +5 melee resistance. For how many turns, though, I wonder? Either way, I'll swap that in for him. And then the other blue shield will go on this warrior right here. Gonna keep working on his weapon skill because parry... Here's the thing. Parry is inherently better than dodge, but it takes a lot longer to develop. Like, it'll be a really, really long time before a character has good parry, whereas you can have good dodge by level 2 or level 3. Typically, it's about level 5 or level 6 when they start to get really, really good parry. So, keeping that in mind, parry is really, really, really solid. It's never a bad choice for a character who has good weapon skill, because it'll bump him up a little bit. And for me, this game has a huge learning curve. And so I don't mean to represent myself as somebody that knows everything about this game, because I'm still learning. I've got like 40 hours played right now, and I'm still learning things every single time I deploy, you know. So Schwarzhain is back.
You have been rewarded.
Well, there you go. We got a blue handgun, did we? What does 3 henchman warrior mean? It said 3 henchmen / warrior. What does that mean? Oh, we get a freebie? That'd be kind of cool. Nice. Oh, he sent somebody out? That's sweet. That's a nice little bonus. I like that right there. See, that's cool. That's really, really cool. Fortunately, how is it? Shouldn't there be a little button right here that says Hiya? There we go. Now we've got it. Perfect. So we've got a new guy that's basically ready to go as far as everything else is concerned. I'm a big fan of sword and board in this game. I really sincerely am. It makes the point of your melee guys in this game is to sell their lives so that the archers can get shots off and kill things. That's just the way that I view it anyways. I'll probably go all in on leadership for him just because I like the morale, and then I also want his fear checks to be a little bit better. His fear checks and his all alone checks. Dodge tanking is cool, but I do like parry bots too. He's capable of doing some pretty serious damage right there if he wants to. How much HP would I get out of that right there? A little bit. I'll probably just go with that then. And then we'll slap him in some heavy armor once we get the chance. I'll probably throw a halberd or something on him for right now.
Task completed.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I mean, I've already got a bunch of high-level guys, so I don't know how frequently he's going to be useful. Like, I've got this bad Mamma Jamma right here, Meinhof Schwarzhand. I guess I could swap in Haas for Tammy Metzer. He's got blue weapons, which is pretty sweet. I kind of need to make him sword and board, though. Might give him a dagger, and then because the dagger does decent damage if it's a blue one. Either way, let me fiddle with stuff in between episodes, and I will see you all in the next episode of Mordheim. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Mordheim. I will see you in the future. Hi to everybody.